Atsuka, hello?
Oh, okay. I see what's happening here.
End of the parsha, first the terrible tragic story of Israel, Midian, and there were people from Bnei Yisrael, even in that scope of dark, and unfortunately stumbled with znus, with much nutcase, Asian women. And before that it says that Bilam tells Balak, this is a lakem shalei lusteini zima. But the Rebbeinu Shalom one thing he hates zima, he hates znus. I mean, this whole terrible thing was the hates of Bilam. He understood the Rebbeinu Shalom hates is a seini zima. So we're going to see how far that sin goes, and discuss the isser of negia b'derech chiva, which means to have any affectionate physical contact with women that are asuros to us, which is the nisser gomer, absolutely asur, like we will see. It is not a midas chasidus. It is not an extra chumrah. It has a little bit of a branding like that, because people want to make it sound like that, but it's not. Absolutely asur gomer. Well, so last week's parasha was Parashas Chukas. We went about, of course, you have to keep mitzvahs that maybe we don't understand the tam, paraduma. So this mitzvah is not one of those mitzvahs. This mitzvah, we understand the tam. Some people may struggle with it or may choose to struggle with it, but we understand the tam of this mitzvah. We also have to understand that this isser is negeya nowadays to basically every single woman in the world. Because other than the arayos that are listed in the relatives listed in Parashas Achrei, if a woman is married, she's Eish Ish. If she's not married, she's most certainly a Nida. So basically, it's negated to every single woman in the world except for someone's wife when she is Daira. Okay. So it says in Parashas Achrei, in the beginning of the Parashas of Arayos, it's like the opening pasuk to the Parashas of Arayos. It says, Ish al kol she'er b'sorei le'sikrivu l'galei erva. Should not come close to be Megal Erva. It says in the Teres Kayanim, in the Elish Lo Yigala, I know that you cannot do the action of Gilei Rayos itself. Minayin Shlo Yikarev, how do I know that I can't even approach, come close? Talmud Lo Yimele Sikrivu L'Gales. Meaning that Chazal learned from here, that from Le Sikrivu, that you can't even have any physical contact with an Isha who is Asur to us, even without Bia Mamish. The other Teres Kayanim goes out of its way to exclude Kreiva from Kares, and to prove that Kares is only said on Bia itself. Meaning that this is a part of the Parsha of Arayos. And without a Mia, maybe there would have been. It's included in the Parsha and needed to be excluded from Kares. The Rambam in the Sefer HaMitzvahs brings this as a loisa say Gomer, included in the Minyan Taryag, Mitzvah Shin and Gimel, 353. And he says that this mitzvah, Shin and Gimel, is that where his Yiranu Hashem commanded us, from coming close to the arayos, even without bia, anything like that from znus related activities. This is what Hashem said. Ram continues, he brings the Teres Kayanim that we mentioned as a raya to what he says, to his shita. And as I pass in the Rambam in Yad HaChazaka, Parachaf Aleph, Halacha Aleph, he says, Shechabak v'nashak is a loikem min ha-Torah. You get Malkus min ha-Torah. Malkus min ha-Torah, because it's the Reis. The Ramban, however, in the Sefer HaMitzvahs, argues on the Rambam. And he says, no, it's only Asr Midu Abana. Asr, Avada Asr, but Midu Abana. And he brings a raya from Sugis Hashas and Shabbos, Tafid Gimel. Clark is a similar Shiloh, related Shiloh. And the Gemara doesn't bring any raya from this Teres Kayanim that the Rambam brings. It says the Ramban, you see from there, that the Gemara, the Talmud Bavli holds that the Teres Kayanim is not the authoritative halacha, and therefore we don't go like it l'maisa. So, it says, you see from the Gemara, that that this is only Asr Midrabanan. And so it comes out Lamaisa. He says, so what does the pasuk mean, Lo Sikravu? That's referring to the etzem approach of Znus itself, not referring to any other physical contact, it's referring to Znus itself. These are the two shitas. Everyone holds Avada, Negir Derachiba is Asr. The Rambam holds Asr Min HaTorah, the Ramban holds Asr Midrabanan. Okay. So, and we know that all mitzvahs in the Torah are nidcha in the situation of pekuach nefesh, except for the Gimel Averos Chamuras, which are Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayos, and Shvichas Damim. Even if a guy would say, either do this Aveira, I'll kill you, you know the halach is Yeharg Val Yavar. So says the Ramah, in Simon Kufna Zayin Yerideo, he says that it doesn't only go on the etzem isser of Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayos, and Shvichas Damim. He says, V'kol isser Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayos, Shvichas Damim. Any isser related to Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayos, Shvichas Damim, even without the Chiv Misa of these Isurim, but only a lav, still the halacha is Yeharg Val Yavar. Not only the Isser itself, everything that comes along, the general Isser. It says the Shach, to bring a Makar, the Makar for the Rambam. From the Gemara in Sanhedrin Daf Ayin Hey, which, I don't know if you could say this, but it's Pashat a crazy Gemara. The Gemara talks about a person, Adam Echad Shenasan Einav B'Isha Achas, who got involved with a certain woman, V'hela B'li Tina, which means he was literally overwhelmed. He was sick with his taiva for this woman. And the doctor said, the only thing that's going to save his life, he's probably going to die unless he's mizana with this woman. So Chum said, no. Yamas Falti Bale. There's no din of a chai b'hem. Yamas Falti Bale. So they tried coming up with different answers what to do. Finally they said, let him speak to this woman from the other side of a fence. And they said, Chum said, weiter, Yamos Falta Sapri Machari Hageder. He has to die and he can't talk to her from Machari Hageder, from the other side of a fence. Says the Shach. To speak to her from the other side of a fence is certainly not Gilui Arayos Mamish. Yeah. And still, we're applying the rule. Yeharg Val Yavar, says the Shach. So this is the lav of Leisikavu. It's only the lav of Leisikavu. And we apply the rule of Yeharg Val Yavar. So you see in this Gemara that Yeharg Val Yavar applies not only to the Etem Isser, but to everything that comes along. And continues the Shach. So you see in this Gemara, like the Rambam, that Leisikavu is an Isser D'Oraisa. Because were it to be an Isser D'Rabbanan, there's no way that you could say Yeharg Val Yavar on Isser Midrabbanan. An Isser Midrabbanan can't be that's Yeharg Val Yavar. Doesn't make sense. Says the Gillian Mashah, Shlomo Eger, asks on the Shach, I don't understand the Shach, I don't know what you're talking about. To sabra ima me'achari hageder, to speak to her, that's certainly not Asr Midoraisa, even if the Rambam. That's sicher not Asr Midoraisa. The Asr Midoraisa is talking about, like we said, Negir B'derech Chiba. Speaking to her is not Asr Midoraisa. So you're proving to me that cure of Derech Chiba is Asr Midoraisa. But this is certainly not included in that. And still the Gemara says Yeharg Val Yavar. Shlomo Eger's kasha. So Moshe Feinstein says, to answer this kasha, that this story was different. It was an extreme story. He was, like we said, literally dying with a taiva for this woman. And obviously, what were they going to be speaking about? Speaking about these inyanim to try to calm him down. That Rav Moshe says is viewed as already a preparation for Znus Mamish. And that's also even Mitzvah. Okay, that's a shot on the Shach. But Al Kopanim, the Shach is Hanacha. It's Hanacha the Beis Yosef as well. That it's impossible to say something should be Yeharg Val Yavar if it's only Asr Midrabbanan. Something is Yeharg Val Yavar. You see, that's a right. It's Asr Midoraisa. And L'chaira, a very sound Hanacha. And the Shach concludes from this raya that the halacha is like the Rambam, not like the Ramban. That Kreiva L'arayis is Asr Midoraisa, not Asr Midrabbanan. So that's very good for the halacha, but if you're trying to learn the sugya, so this is a kasha on the Ramban. So how are we going to understand the Ramban? What was that? Yeah, but I know, but the Ramban doesn't say the Ramban said no. He's talking about when he says there, he means the etzem ma'ases nos is referred to as a sekavu. He's not referring. He doesn't mean the preparation. He means the etzem approach of a ma'aseh is. No, he doesn't mean that. He means. But l'chayra, aside from the kasha of the Shach from this Gemara in Sanhedrin, This kasha is boiled from the words of the Ramban Alein. It's a kasha I had for a very long time. But Gemara Pesachim says, goes through the whole sugya of Isurei Hana, all different Isurei Hana. The Gemara finally says, Bakol Misrapin, you could use all Isurei Hana for refuah, b'makom chedesh yesh b'sakana. There's pekuach nefesh, it's matir all Isurei Hana, except for Atzei Hashera, using Avodah Zarah materials. And the Gemara applies to that the rule that Avodah Zarah is Yeharg Val Yavar. Avodah Zarah lekecha b'chol avav b'chol nafshecha. Avodah Zarah is Yeharg Val Yavar. Says Rashi, someone who's misrape ba'atzei Hashera is nira k'moida ba. Looks like he's being moida to the strength of the Asherah. Tosfos says, the Gemara is talking about a specific Eichatimta, when someone's trying to use the spiritual, whatever school of the Asherah, whatever the Keiches Harav, the Avodah Zarah are, for his refuah. It seems that Rashi and Tosfos both had a kasha on the Gemara. That taking medicine is not serving Avodah Zarah. So why is it Yeharg Val Yavar? Why is there not a din of a chai b'hem? You're not serving Avodah Zarah. You're being nana. That's not serving Avodah Zarah. But comes along none other than the Ramban in the Shtikl Torah in the Sefer Torah Adam, which are people who printed the green Ramban, did us the favor of putting it on the daf. And he says that you don't need to say these truths because Avodah, you're not being Avodah Zarah by taking medicine. But it's Avak Avodah Zarah. It's a Bizrayah Avodah Zarah. It's a side of Avodah Zarah. And we know, says the Ramban, that when we say Yeharg Val Yavar on Gimel Averis Chamurit, it's not only on the Isser itself, it's on all the side Isurim as well. And what's the Raya, says the Ramban? The Gemara in Sanhedrin that we mentioned, about this person who was held by Tina, and they didn't allow any contact at all. And you see in that Gemara, says the Ramban, that everything is Yeharg Val Yavar, even Avak Avodah Zarah, and Avak Yilei Raya is Yeharg Val Yavar. So, now, interestingly, the Ramban says, Avak Avodah Zarah and Avak Shvichas Damim is Yeharg Val Yavar. Parenthetically, what is Avak Shvichas Damim? L'chaira, the Ramban is referring to what his very great Mechutin, who was a Rebbeinu Yehuda, by the way, writes in the Shari Tshuva, that Avak Shvichas Damim, like Shemi was saying, is Ma'am Pnei Chaveir B'Rabim. For two reasons. So first of all, like the Gemara says, because the person turns pale. Apparently, I thought people turn red when they get embarrassed, but the Gemara says people turn pale, and he's causing the blood to drain from his face, and that's like killing him. And V'oid says, Rebbeinu Yehuda, Tzara Albana Marmi Maves. The pain of being shamed is worse than being killed. So that's considered Avak Shvichas Damim. Okay, parenthetically. But Al Kapanim, we see in the Ramban is saying exactly like the Shach says. It's the same exact shtickle. You see in the Gemara in Sanhedrin that even Avak Gilei Rayis, Avak Zrayat Gilei Rayis is Yeharg Val Yavar. And this that the Shach says is a Raya K'neged the Ramban himself says. So it can't be a Raya K'neged the Ramban. Or maybe it's a steer in the Ramban, I don't know. But L'chayr it's a pal.
Are they arguing if this issue is ever now?
No. That's two Lashonis in the Gemara, but Zichar was going by Eish Ish. I mean, the Gemara says maybe it's even going by a Pnuya for Xero, but the Gemara in Sanhedrin? No. It says there was a lashon that's going by a pnuya because of this or because whatever shleip neis or puts and barayas, but that's when Gemara Pasha is going by Eish.
I saw a print in Rambam, Torah, Perek Halacha Ches on that, saying that afilu nara, afilu adivri havel, like it didn't bring that it was Eish or.
Because he's going like the second lashon in the Gemara, but that was a special. That's a special rule. That's not. I don't think that's the general rule of Yeharg Val Yavar by Arayas. That will feed that out in the Gemara. That's a special rule. There's a special thing that things shouldn't get out of hand. But according to the other, there's two opinions in the Gemara what the case was. According to the other opinion, the Gemara is talking about Eish Ish, a married woman, and the understanding was to make her adin. That's the halacha that you have to give up your life for that. Anyhow, so the you have to explain the Ramban based on a tremendous chiddush that's brought in the Chuvas Rivash. The Vilna Gaon brings such a Chuvas Rivash. He was asked, the Rivash, if it's mutter to take a refuah by chiddush ein b'sakana with stam yenam, which is eser midrabanan. It says the Rivash, no, it's aser. It says Rivash not only a chilul she'ein beis sakana. It says Rivash, I think even a chilul she'yesh beis sakana is aser. At the end, he doesn't. I'm not sure if he exactly comes out lamaisa, but he's very mitzaded very strongly. Even a chilul she'yesh beis sakana is aser to take a refu with stam yeno. And why? Because he says, because it's a bezraya de avodah zara, avak avodah zara, and the Gemara is mavor in Sanhedrin, that with the same Gemara that we brought, that even avak gila arayis is yehoreg val yavar. You have to give up your life makom sakana. So the same is true for avodah zara, and even though it's esrei midrabanan, says the Rivash, because again the Gemara talks about, he says yamas falta sapir mechari hageder. You can't speak to her. That's zichur only asr midrabanan, says Rivash. He doesn't hold the Rav Moshe's teretz apparently. That's zichur only asr midrabanan. So the same is true, says Rivash, by stam yeno. Stam yeno what?
No one actually did it. I mean, it's not that who actually did it.
Right. No, he has a shtickle Torah, whatever. But he says the Ma'aseh says coming mikayach avodah zara. It's whatever. It's a combination of a few things, but he comes out. Comes out like this. So l'chayr, you see that Chazal, when they answered something, even though they created an isser, but if it's part of the category of avodah zara or of gilui arayis, it seems like the Rivash seems to be saying it across the board. I don't know if he's mamash saying across the board, but it could get the severity and the complete severity of Gimel Averos Chamuris, even to the point of Chiyuv Mesiras Nefesh. Tremendous chiddush, and it's not going like the hanacha of the Shach, but Lamaisa it seems like that from the Ramban, and it's a Beferish Again. Beferish Again, he learns in the Ramah we mentioned, he brings the Ramas again who's passing the halacha that avak avodah zara gilui shvichas damim is yehoreg val yavar. He brings the Ramban not as a kasha, that he says that you see even the Ramban shita that it's only asr midrabanan, it's still yehoreg val yavar. He learned like this clearly. It's a tremendous chiddush. But I was wondering is it true across the board? Are you going to tell me that every isser, any isser midrabanan that's related to any one of these things, is yehoreg val yavar? I don't know, because there's a lot of different isurim around. I don't know, but perhaps it's not muchach from the isur kreiva l'arayis that everything else, whatever they might be, should be asur also to the point of mesiras nefesh. Perhaps you could be mechalak. The Ramban, when he writes in his asaga on the Rambam, who says that it's asur mid'oraisa from the pasuk of Sikr when the Ramban is masig, he most of the shtickle he says it's asur mid'rabanan, and that's what he comes out. But he has a quick tzad that it's asur because of chatzi shir. Tremendous chiddush. Asur because of chatzi shir. The ikar isur is nus itself, and kreiva is also because of chatzi shir. So what does that mean? It's an entirely different action. It's like chatzi shir. But it seems that there's a chatzi shir in the echos, chatzi shir in the depth, and that kreiva arayis itself, nus itself, is the highest level of connection to what isha that's asur. Kreiva derachiba is coming close to that woman, but not on the same level. It's a notch lower, but it's the same inyan. The Ramban has a tzad that could be also chatzi shir. It could be yitach, and even his other tzad that it's only asur midrabanan. He's not arguing on what this is. He holds that it doesn't asur because of chatzi shir, but it's viewed perhaps as a similar thing, but on a lower level. So there it makes sense. It could be understood better that such a thing should be yehoreg val yavar. It's come out the same thing, and when Chazal asur it, they didn't just asur it because it comes to that. Perhaps they were giving this kufa the status of gilui arayis by making it asur. So maybe maybe only such a thing will get the entire severity of gilui arayis mamish to the point of mesiras nefesh.